me okay? It seems to be working. Olivia, what time? Well, that would be 6:54 p.m. my time, Arizona time. Can you hear me okay? Can you believe tomorrow is Thanksgiving? What the heck? Where did that come from? But I am looking forward to the red chili and all the turkey and all the good food and hanging out. What's up, Jari? Thanks for the email earlier. That's a strange case. Have you been looking into it a little bit further? Is there anything else you can tell me about it? I saw that they arrested the fiance and her younger sister. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Thank you, Jari. Always appreciated. Vicky, what's up? Everyone is appreciated. Thanksgiving, right? Honestly, every day should be Thanksgiving. I think every great prayer includes some kind of like gratitude, appreciation. Because really, no matter how bad you have it, you still exist. Something to be thankful for. And you didn't create yourself. That much we know, right? So, what do you guys want to talk about? What would you like to discuss today? I have the Tyler Matthew John situation at Henderson, Nevada. I was looking into some of my old notes about Stacy Bozanovsky, her testimony, relation to the Delphi case. We can talk about that. Yeah, honestly, it could always be worse. Could always be worse. We're all just lucky to be here, reasonably happy. Yeah, I mean, to truly put it into perspective, I mean, think about it. We're like floating around on a planet in space. It's crazy. We're searching for aliens. Go look in the mirror. I got news for you. You want to see some aliens? Go look in the mirror. That's a fucking alien right there. From outer space. From some strange planet. Beautiful planet, nonetheless. Strange planet, but very beautiful. Very blue. Blue and brown and green. What's up, Shadow? Space is floating around us, not the other way around. What do you mean by that? I definitely feel like we're all floating on something. Like water is just seems more like it's like a dense oxygen. You know what I mean? So airplanes that are flying through the air are very similar to like a submarine floating to the surface. We just got to figure out the whole space part. And I think we got that figured out pretty good. Unfortunately, I think the truth that they're not telling us is that there's a lot of junk in space, similar to what we see in our oceans. And oftentimes our oceans are compared to outer space. And if that's true, the amount of garbage that's floating around our planet, you want to talk about a ring? You know, maybe that's what those rings are, right? Just a ring of fucking trash. Maybe the only reason we don't have a ring is because we kind of rotate, right? There's no other life, and it's just us here, sadly. I don't know if that's sad. What would be sad about that? That's kind of beautiful. Think about it. If we're the only life form that has evolved to this level in the entire universe, that's crazy. It's kind of biblical. But scientifically, there has to be more, you know what I mean? Just based on what we don't know alone. Just based on what we don't know. What's up? Amorican makes us and our lives even more precious. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Sadness can be beautiful too. I don't think sadness is ever beautiful. That's why it's called sadness, because it's not beautiful. It's somber. It's like the opposite of beautiful. Can it be attractive and compelling? Yes. Much like beauty. We live on a beautiful planet, Sleuth. I do agree with you that outer space has probably filled with junk. I don't know about outer space. I think just like our general, I don't know what you would call it, vicinity of outer space. I feel like we've already like put up so much junk. Like, oh my god, look at that UFO, when really it's just a pile of shit, you know. Fucking Buzz Aldrin throwing out his fucking food scraps. What up? What's up, GP? What do you guys want to talk about? I have some stuff prepped for the Delphi case. Of course, Morgan Geyser, the Slender Man, Tyler Matthew Johns. And I've been working very diligently on the Rachel Hansen case out here in Gilbert, Arizona. You guys can expect something really big from this channel relating to that case very soon. Let me see if I can pull up that case that I was referring to that Jari sent me. And I appreciate that email, Jari. That's what people don't understand about this channel is like it's not just me. I'm just making sure that we keep our head above water. So far so good. But yeah, it's really everybody that makes this channel what it is. So, let me pull up the email that she sent me. Rebecca K. Park. Are you guys familiar with this? Oh, this is breaking news, by the way. Here, let me put it in the chat so you guys can look it up. Rebecca K. Park. Anything new on Emily? No, nothing new. Um, I don't know if I told you guys or not, but I did tip some information in. And the person that I tipped it into is a well-known Phoenix homicide detective. And usually, this would be the third time that I've tried to convey information about a case locally. And usually he says, "Oh, well, my team kind of looked at this. Like, very interesting. We'll look into it." Hey, I get an email back saying, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know we looked into this, and there really wasn't nothing there." Hey, appreciate that. Just letting you know. With this latest tip, I didn't get that back. But either way, I hope they catch this son of a bitch. Whoever did that to Emily knows her. I think it's somebody that travels back and forth from the San Carlos reservation, maybe even all the way through Phoenix. Somebody that deals with young girls, something along those lines. Compartmentalized predator targeting systematically, like through being a school teacher or a coach or something like that. Okay, here's the report that I shared on what? Maybe there's a video. Hold on. No, it doesn't look like it. I always go to people.com. Can you guys hear the dogs? Just curious. Vic says, yeah, they're loud. Hold on. I got to go to the restroom anyway. Be back. They're like having a shouting contest with the neighbors' dogs. So let me grab a water, go to the restroom, tell them to shut the you know what up, and then I'll be right back. right? You take a dog to the groomer, and they come back and they think they're all that. You get one haircut. All right. You guys want to read along with this or what? Or you want me just to read it to you? I was going to read it anyway. Here, I'll pull it up for you. Bam. Bean dip and Fritos for dinner. Hell yeah. Well, I'm fucking part Mexican, so yeah. I eat beans all day. We literally have red chili for Thanksgiving. Beans, red chili, tamales. It's crazy. GP, listening while I prep. This will help me get them done a lot quicker. There you go. That's what I'm here for. It's what we do. We cooked, I don't know, 2 years ago, but usually it's my dad. That's cool. Hey, Lilith, what up? How you doing? Any news to report? American. Just like that. The Maltese. You know, honestly, I crave mashed potatoes and corn and veggies, and I just kind of crave that shit all day long anyway. So, how many of you have seen this? Wait, this is crazy. I hate reading stories like this. This kind of really reminds you of the darker corners of society, you know? And I've been there. I haven't been to the lowest points, but I've been pretty low through my life, you know? I've had a pretty good journey. I've seen a lot of things. And I'm telling you, it's got to be like some kind of guardian angel that kind of pulls you through, you know? Some people don't make it out. Like, how does this type of shit happen to somebody? You don't wake up and say, hey, you know, I'm going to be part of a true crime case. Like, something has to happen. There's a recipe. There you go. Don't be a scrub. Hit the like button. We don't want no scrubs. Yeah, and where's the baby? I think they found the baby actually. Here's the headline from people.com. Body matching that of missing pregnant woman Rebecca Park found as fiance and her younger sister are arrested. Kimberly Park, 21, and Richard Fowler, 43, the sister and fiance of Rebecca Park, were both booked into Michigan jail, but the reason for the arrest has not been disclosed. See, and this is why social media is important. I know right now there's like 5 of you who are looking this up right now. People, they've probably looked it up. They can find that information, but for whatever reason, mainstream media doesn't like to point out like certain details, important details. They don't want you trying to figure out what happened. You know what I mean? I've noticed that. Law enforcement, mainstream media, they don't want you trying to figure things out. What they want is they want to put pressure on the people that actually did it to come forward. They don't want to give any details. They don't want anybody doing their job for them. So anything that they make public or they put out there is just to better their whatever their initiative is. So it's kind of up to you as a private sleuth to kind of do your own digging if you want answers. Hey, what's up, Jinx? Just wanted to say happy Thanksgiving. Hope you all get fat and happy with your loved ones. Yeah, definitely going to be thankful for that. All right, some people don't get that opportunity. All right, need to know, according to people.com. A spokesperson for the Michigan State Police told People a deceased female discovered in the Manistee National Forest matched the description of Rebecca Park. Park, who was 38 weeks pregnant, yikes. She went missing on November 4th, had been due to give birth on November 18th. Her fiance, Richard Fowler, and sister Kimberly were arrested in the hours after the body was discovered. All right, guys, let me hear it. Let's hear the profile. Cheating on each other, maybe, but wanted a baby. Maybe she couldn't have a baby. We'll have sister Kimberly Park. She'll have our baby like a surrogate, and then we'll get rid of her. You know, this is the behavior that you see when two psychopaths come together. But that's just my theory. A body matching the description of missing woman Rebecca K. Park was discovered on Tuesday, November 25th. The spokesperson for the Michigan State Police tells People Park, 22, had not been seen since just before midnight of November 3rd, and a massive search effort had been underway to locate her, with family members appearing on local news programs to spread the word. I wonder who those family members were. Maybe the ones that alerted authorities. There was an added sense of urgency to those efforts because Park was 38 weeks pregnant at the time she went missing. Among the family members who were vocal in asking for help in locating Park were her fiance. Yikes. See, this is that criminal hiding in plain sight. Asking for help in locating Park were her fiance, Richard Fowler, and her younger sister, Kimberly, and they were later arrested. Oh my God, how could Richard Allen possibly have done this? He's a father. He was asleep on the couch when Kathy came home. It's just not possible. I'm telling you, when people commit these types of murders, they do not want to go to prison. Think about it right now. If you stood the chance of not going to prison and all you had to do was lie and come up with a story and, deceive and manipulate, what are you going to do? Depends, right? Depends on the person. Well, apparently these two were pieces of shit, Richard Fowler and younger sister Kimberly. Thank you, Jari. You guys want to get a hold of me, hit up that email address right there, Sleuth Intuition. Phil Bond, welcome in. It's always good to see you. We got Olivia, Jari, Jinx, Phil Bond, Lilith, GP, Clarissa. Good to see everybody. We got Don Spain in the building. Good to see you, Don. Something going on with Summer Wells. Trust me, I'm keeping a close eye on that. I just don't want to pull a Chadwell. That's what I kind of refer to it as, jumping the gun. I'm trying to find I'm looking for an affidavit. Like, did they conduct a search warrant? Maybe could be nothing. It's good to see you, Don. Hope you're staying safe. Happy Thanksgiving. If I don't catch you, see, Jari knows what's up. Happy Thanksgiving. Merry Christmas to all of you. Just in case, never know. All right. Fowler suggested in an interview with WWTV that on the day Park vanished, an unknown person picked her up from her mother's home and took her away in a car. See, that's always the typical fucking answer. If it was a child, somebody came up, assaulted me, and took the child away, right? It was a black man or a Hispanic man or a white man with tattoos and a bald head. It's always like your typical sketch. But the truth is, a lot of times, it's the family members that committed the murders. And that's kind of scary. I mean, imagine you're pregnant and your fiance, who I'm assuming is the father. Yeah, maybe I'm being presumptuous. Her fiance, Richard Fowler, and younger sister, Kimberly. So imagine your fiance and your younger sister perpetrating your murder. And the truth is that these types of scenarios are not rare. Believe it or not, this is not rare, unfortunately. Shortly after the discovery of the body, Fowler, 43, was booked into the custody at the Wexford County Jail at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, according to custody records obtained by People. A few hours later, shortly after midnight on Wednesday, November 26, Kimberly Park, 21, was booked into the same jail. The reasons for the arrest have not been disclosed, so I'm sure somebody's going to find out. I think it's a simple search. You can figure out why they're locked up. But yeah, very sad. Officer, he's dead. All right, we'll hang out for a minute or two. Just want to see if you guys have any follow up questions or comments on that case. Ooh. Let's see. And if there's anything else you guys want to talk about, we can touch on it. But like I said, there's a few things that I have here. Um, Hold on, I'm texting my wife. Do 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 do. Oh yeah, what's going on with that? Let me look that up. I've been waiting patiently. I haven't really seen anything solid on that. Yep. Let's see. 7 hours ago, LA grand jury hears mystery of dead teen stuffed in trunk for David's Tesla, sources say. LAPD captain reveals what cops saw when Celeste Rivas Hernandez was found. Police changed their mind on David. Celeste Rivas investigation. I'm just kind of reading the headlines. LAPD says dead teen found in David's Tesla, an investigation into murder. So it doesn't seem like there's anything conclusive right now. Court order reveals, or excuse me, court order prevents LA coroner from releasing details of teen's body found in singer's trunk. TMZ says house David rented had freezer, point of interest for cops. And TMZ has actually been on top of it, to be honest. They might have been the ones that broke the story, to be honest. Check out this photo of David's rental. Ooh, that's nice. It's a nice kitchen. What's that? Two ovens and shit? Fuck. The fuck's he got on his head? Looks like he's got blood all over his pants. It's crazy. Check out this photo of David's rental home. It was taken a few years ago, and it shows the kitchen had a KitchenAid refrigerator freezer. The freezer side of the appliance has the height of around 74 inches, a width of around 14 inches, and a depth of roughly 27 inches. The temperature can get as low as minus 8 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so it's a refrigerator. So what they're trying to say is it's a refrigerator that a person could fit in. Like, spare us the details. All right. Okay, he got a refrigerator. See, this is just stupid. That's annoying. Christine, thank you. Yeah, I saw somebody post something recently about the TMZ clip. Is that the clip? Is there another clip? You know what though? When it comes to Hollywood, like satanic bullshit like that, Jinx, they seem to be on it. You know what I mean? It's almost like they're participating in it, to be honest. You guys hang tight. I'll be right back. Oh my goodness. All right. So what's up? What are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? What the hell? The hell's going on around here? Let me pull this up real quick. TMZ Insider.
Well, I will tell you what I think. You know, if you've been watching us meet every week or every other week and discuss this gives you quite a bit of context into everything we've seen. You said bringing by the book.
Yeah,
If
I
they
don't know if
came
I
to
can play
him,
that. I don't know if I can play that. They'll probably strike me for that one. But I mean, summarize what was kind of said. Just look like some guy talking. How many of you guys seen this? The arrest of Tyler Matthew Johns, who killed an 11-year-old boy during a road rage incident in Henderson, Nevada. I mean, let's really break this shit down right here. Correction. Don't worry. No grammar Nazis around here. Baking. Hell yeah. What do you got going on? Paul, what's up? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. What's your opinion? I want to hear what you have to say about this. Everything about it. What's your opinion about this whole incident here? Here, let's play this video.
Officer,
Chilling words from Valencia Ayala to a Metro Police officer. They're on the 215 near the Gibson and Stephanie exit. Tyler Johns is turning himself around.
Why? I shot at him, bro. I didn't know.
Shot at him?
I didn't know.
Here, actually, let's play. Let me see my video. I made a video before this body cam was even made available. Let's see if I have it here. What the hell? Here, let me just go to my YouTube channel. Oh, that's why. I forgot. I installed a new drive in my computer. Here it is. Hopefully you guys can hear that. Henderson.
I'm Chief Rader with the Henderson Police Department. I'm here today to brief on a very tragic incident that occurred right behind us on the 215 freeway.
A routine school morning turned into a nightmare on the streets of Henderson, Nevada. An 11-year-old boy lost his life in a shocking act of road rage. This is the story of what happened and how one moment of anger claimed an innocent life. On November 14th, 2025, at approximately 7:30 a.m., traffic was heavy on Interstate 215 near Gibson Road. Two vehicles became entangled in a road rage confrontation. One car tried to pass another on the shoulder, sparking a verbal dispute that quickly escalated. According to authorities, the suspect, 22-year-old Tyler Matthew Johns, allegedly pulled out a handgun and fired a single shot into the other vehicle. Tragically, the bullet struck an 11-year-old boy sitting in the back seat.
I don't even think you really know what a bad day is. But you're gonna find out.
After the shots were fired, the boy's stepfather rammed his car into the suspect's vehicle. Both men exited their vehicles and continued to argue until police intervened. The boy was rushed to a nearby hospital but sadly did not survive. The suspect, Tyler
Officer. Dead?
Chilling words from Valente Ayala to a Metro police officer. They're on the 215 near the Gibson and Stephanie exit. Tyler Johns is turning himself around.
Why? I shot at him, bro. I didn't know. Shot at him? I didn't know. In the back.
Okay, here, let me play the entire thing and we'll come back.
Johns is arrested as Ayala is distraught over the loss. Henderson police say Johns and Ayala were merging from the I-11 to the 215 Beltway when they began jockeying with one another. At one point, police say Ayala got out in front of Johns, and that's when Johns sped up and shot at the back window. Dominguez was sitting in the back seat.
Yeah, no, it's 100% my fault. I shot at him, dude. I didn't even know he had a kid in the car.
You see Ayala laying out on the side of the 215 crying over the loss of his son.
Notify supervisors and stuff. I'm so sorry. Do you have the ID? Oh, yeah, okay. I'm going to school. Wow.
Police shut down this stretch of the 215 as they investigated what happened. A witness describing the moments before the shooting.
Between these two, it started like I saw it way back at Gibson.
Okay.
And they were just
Okay, this is the part that I want to focus on right here. Listen to what the witness has to say here.
Moments before the shooting.
between these two, it started like I saw it way back at Gibson.
Okay.
And they were just doing all over in and out, passing each other.
In and out, in and out. So what the hell?
Officer. Dead?
They were just doing all over in and out, passing each other.
Okay, so no wonder why. Listen to what this guy says right here. Johns.
Officer. Dead?
Tyler.
Chilling words from Valente Ayala to Metro Police.
Officer. Dead?
Chilling words from Valente Ayala to Metro Police officer. They're on the 215.
He says, I didn't know there was a kid in there. Well, the fact is, why would he think there was a kid in there when this fucking idiot over here is road raging with him? Why would he in his wildest dream think that this guy has an 11-year-old child in the back seat when he himself is just young and dumb and looking for trouble? Obviously, this guy is young and dumb and looking for trouble. He found it. I don't think he should have ever suspected that there was an 11-year-old in that back seat the way that this guy was driving. Not that that gives him the right to do anything that he did. He's going to go down for what he did no matter what. But I think this guy over here in the blue, I think he's somehow responsible for what happened.
15 near the Gibson and Stephanie exit. Tyler Johns is turning himself around.
And also notice, is that like, what is that? He's like wearing blue and then he has a blue rag coming out of his back of his pants. So who is this guy? I think he needs to be investigated. What kind of an asshole takes his 11-year-old stepchild to school and engages in this kind of behavior? And then he says, yes, he's dead. Come look. What do you mean, come look? Why aren't you providing care, CPR? I don't know. It's all very strange. Here, let's watch this one more time.
Chilling words from Valente Ayala to a Metro police officer. They're on the 215 near the Gibson and Stephanie exit. Tyler Johns is turning himself around.
Why?
I shot at him, bro. I didn't
You
know.
shot at him?
I didn't know. In the back.
And then he's like kind of trying to control the narrative. Watch his eyes.
Johns is arrested.
I shot at.
Tyler Johns is turning himself around.
Look at this.
I shot at him, bro. I
You
didn't know.
shot at him?
I didn't know.
He's like talking normal, and then he's like, "You shot at him?" He's like, "Yes." You know, like F him. We're against him. And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I had no clue." And you know what? I feel bad. It's fucking stupid that he did that. But honestly, if you're dealing with this guy right here, like, who is this fucking guy? Mr. Blue. Mr. Blue with the blue rag in the back seat, acting all innocent.
Johns is arrested as a
He looks like a sureño. You see the blue rag right here? Henderson, Nevada, driving your 11-year-old stepson and conducting yourself in this way. It's fucking shameful. And I remember when I had my first child, I remember driving around. I think she was 3 at the time. And I was getting into it in like a road rage situation. And I remember thinking to myself, holy shit, like, what are you doing? You know, you kind of forget there for a second. But weaving in and out on like a highway, I can understand like tailgating somebody, maybe brake checking somebody, giving the finger, yelling back and forth. But I mean, you're like weaving and speeding and trying to crash into somebody on the highway. Here, let's go to the end of the video. Listen to what this witness has to say. This is the part that's really disturbing.
Between these two, it started like I saw it way back at Gibson,
Okay.
and they were just doing all over.
So he's dragging an 11-year-old into like a gang situation, to a hostile like interaction. You know what I mean? You have this guy looking into a vehicle. He sees this guy wearing all blue and probably saying things, throwing gang signs maybe. He has no clue there's a young child in that back seat. He bears some of the responsibility, in my opinion.
In and out, passing each other.
In and out, in and out.
He's
Officer.
dead?
Take a look at.
chilling words from Val.
He says he's dead. Yeah, look. What do you mean, yeah, look? He's controlling the narrative. Christine says, this is heartbreaking. Rest in peace, beautiful child. Yeah, he's gone forever. This dude's life is ruined. And this guy over here, who was probably somewhat somehow he's got to get charged with something, reckless endangerment. There's a witness saying that he's weaving in and out and they're going on the shoulder. If he wouldn't have done any of that, the kid would still be alive. Not as much as him pulling that trigger, of course. But what the hell was he thinking? That's not a good parent. Not a good parent at all. And this guy right here, Sunshine, with the long hair, yeah, he's going to have a rough time. He fucked up. Child killer. And this guy looks like a gang member. Child killer of what looks to be a sureño. Look, I want you guys to see the blue rag back here. blue hoodie, blue rag, grown ass man wearing some skinny jeans. I mean, come on, guys. When is that ever a good thing? These idiots right here going back and forth on the highway. Yeah, that's horrible. But he's like, how could I ever expect that there's an 11-year-old in the back seat of the car that's driving the way that he is? Like, who would possibly do that? You could only think that this guy's just looking for trouble. Like maybe if I shoot at him and don't hit him, but kind of like shoot a little bit away from him through his front windshield, I could scare him. And he'll see that I mean business. Right? You might be a crazy vato, but I'm a crazy gringo. Not realizing that there's a child, right where you're aiming. The place where you're trying to scare this individual is right where there's a passenger, and for whatever reason, maybe couldn't see. But yeah, he's going down for sure. And if what I'm seeing here, I'm telling you, I don't know if he's a gang member or not. I'm just telling you, that's what it looks like. And what kind of an idiot, other than some kind of stupid old ass gang member, right? I can understand you being a gang member, in your teens and maybe even into your very early adult years. But I mean, late into your life, like that's just a career at that point. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is horrible. Let's see what you guys have to say here. Why didn't the dad back off and not take a chance with the son's life? Exactly. Like you cannot road rage. Fellas, cut it out. Stop it right now. You got to stop that shit right now. Women, some of you women too. Some of you women are pretty bad. I don't know if I ever told you the story of the woman that tried to shoot me in a road rage incident. I was driving home and this woman pulled out of like this Elks Lodge. And she was fucking, I don't know. It almost looked like she was trying to escape or she was really mad, really drunk. And I think I was picking up food from like a Taco Bell or something. And it was late at night. It was like 11, maybe almost 12 at night. And I'm just driving along through these back roads. And here comes this little white, I think it might have been maybe a Civic, like a little four-door Civic, scraping, doesn't even stop, just pulls out right in front of me and scraping on the pavement. And so I just kind of being stupid, tailgate this car. Like, what the fuck? You want to pull right out in front of me. So I really wasn't tailgating. I just continued in my mind, right? I just continued that position. Like, you want to be right in front of me, 2 inches away from my bumper. That's just where I'm going to keep you, right? Of course, I was fucking stupid. Like, make better choices, right? So she pulls out right in front of me. I'm tailgating her. I didn't know it was a her at first. I thought it was just some douchebag, right? Fucking romping out of this Elks Lodge, right? Who else is it? Why would it be a woman acting like that? That's fucking what men do. Stupid shit. Most of the time. I know women do that sometimes as well. But I didn't know it was a woman at the time. So she kind of instead of we stop at a stop sign and I just have to go a little ways to get to my location. And she stops. She's like, I'm not moving. You want to tailgate me? I guess that's what either that or she was busy looking for something, didn't know I was behind her. So I honked the horn. I was like, bam, bam. And when she did that, it was almost like at the exact same time she was actually getting ready to leave. So she's kind of pulling out at the same time I'm honking, and she stops right in the middle of the intersection. And remember, I didn't know this was a woman at the time. Pitch black, tinted windows, nothing. Car stops right in the middle of the intersection. She comes running out and she goes, I'm fucking sick and tired of this fucking shit. And I'm like, oh, damn. I was like, ma'am, I go, I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't mean to honk at you. I apologize. She goes, no. She goes, F that. She goes, I'm going to kill you. I was like, excuse me? And you know me, I always got that thing on me. So that thing's out. I got the extended clip magazine and I'm ready to go. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to hurt this. There's no way I can hurt this lady. But she starts digging in her purse. She's like, I've had it with you fucking men. So somebody hurt her. Somebody in this Elks Lodge pissed her off. She seemed drunk and high. But she is now digging in her purse and she's saying, I'm going to fucking kill you. And I go, okay, I'm fine. If she pulls out a gun, like I'm ready to go, right? I can just boom. And then I started thinking, I was like, is that really what you want to do? I was like, fuck this. I was like, she's digging in the purse. Like, you got time to skedaddle. I was like, I don't want to hurt this lady. I fucking skirted out of there. And sure enough, by the time I kind of skidded around her, she boom, she found her gun. It must have been a revolver or something. I don't know. I can't. That's what it seemed like. So I'm kind of ducking down because I seen her posturing in the mirror. And boom, sure enough, I see all this ricocheting metal sparks. And there's a group of people standing up on top of this balcony of these apartments that are nearby. And she almost fucking hits them. She almost hits these people up there. And I'm like, holy shit, this lady is really just shooting at everybody. So I think she busted off like 3 or 4 shots. So think about this. If I didn't have good instincts and I wasn't armed and I just kind of sat there, let's imagine if I just sat there and I was like, oh, what's she looking for? I wonder what she's looking for in her purse. And she's kind of mumbling like, oh, I'm going to kill this motherfucker. I've had it up to here with you men. She was very distraught. And she was kind of dressed like a waitress. She looked like she was in her late 40s. Jeez, it was crazy. So those are the beginnings of a true crime case. So you guys got to watch the red flags, keep your head on a swivel, trust your instincts, and don't get involved in altercations. I mean, I could have easily have died that day. She was going to take out whatever anger she was experiencing right on me. Right? How dare I honk my horn at her and ride her ass? She's not putting up with it anymore, right? You're going to fucking pay the price. And it's crazy because when I look back on it, in the way she was talking, it was almost like she was possessed. She's like, no. I was like, ma'am, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were a woman. I apologize. I was like, I thought we were about to have a street fight. I'm sorry. I was like, I'm not going to fight you. I apologize. You must be having a bad day. She's like, no, fuck that. You're gonna fucking die. I was like, what the fuck? So I grabbed my shit. I'm just like, put one in the chamber. I'm like, what's she like? What is it? Like, what's she digging on? She's like, yeah. She's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I was like, holy shit. I was like, oh, okay. If she's grabbing for a gun, I'm ready. Like, as soon as she turns around, boom, I'm just gonna pop her. And she keeps digging and digging and digging and digging. I'm like, holy shit, she's really looking for a gun. I was like, this is your opportunity. You got to get out of here. And sure enough, this crazy lunatic starts popping off shots. It was insane. Crazy, crazy. So, lesson learned, guys. Don't get involved in road rage. Don't underestimate anybody. I don't care if it's a teenager, a woman, a young woman. We were talking about a middle-aged woman. She had some gray in her hair, but she looked like she might have worked at the bar or something. That's how she was dressed. All right, you guys have anything else? I think we're at the hour mark. I might get out of here. But if there's anything you want to talk about, let me know. You're going to get a shot. Yeah, and that's just me being an idiot. You know what I mean? If I wouldn't have honked, like, there's no need to honk. You know what I mean? I know somebody might cut you off and brake check you and then stop at a stop sign. There's, just hang tight, guys. Just give it a moment. Just take a deep breath. Maybe check your phone, check the radio station, give them an opportunity to go pick on somebody else. It's just not worth it. Yeah, it was scary too. I remember looking in the rearview mirror and I could see her kind of pointing at me. And she was like at a 3-point stance and she was just like boom, boom. It kind of looked like a revolver. So if I had to guess, maybe like a 38 or maybe a 357. But she hit the Mustang, right? She hit a Mustang that was to the right of me. I remember seeing that, boom, and I was like, "Holy shit, she's really shooting at me." So I kind of ducked down, and then I seen a ping off of the balcony of an apartment complex where two people were standing. It was a man and a woman who were kind of looking over the balcony at us arguing. She's like, what's going on over there?" And they almost got shot. So I don't think she ever hit my truck. Thank goodness she was a bad shot. And I was pretty far by then. I was probably maybe 50 yards, maybe. No, I wasn't that far. Maybe 25 yards away when the gun started firing. I was shocked. All right, there you go. Hit the email. Christine, welcome in. CJK, good to see you. Sweet dreams, everyone. I'm about to eat some food, so I got to get out of here. But I want to hear what you guys have to say. No rush. I'll let the girls get what they need to get. Let's see. I do try to be courteous driver most of the time. CJK, I get that. You don't want to be an overly courteous person, you know what I mean? Let me tell you one of my pet peeves. When you come to a stop sign and you weren't there first, right? And you all know the rules of a stop sign. Whoever's there first, you get to go. But what really drives me crazy is when somebody is obviously there first and then they kind of give you this weird look and they wave you through. Like, what is that? Like, are you just going to go ahead and create like your own revolution and change like all the history of the United States, when it comes to the laws of the roads? And, you're just going to take that opportunity to completely just change history? Like, what is that? That's a pet peeve. Another one is when you're in a really busy traffic and you have you have 3 lanes of traffic. The 2 right lanes are gridlocked, but the third lane is kind of flowing. So the 2 right lanes decide that they're going to let cars enter into the third lane blindly, right? From, let's say, a shopping center or something. I can't stand that shit. It just seems so dangerous to me and pisses me off when I see it. It's like, yeah, come on in. Even though you can't see the oncoming traffic over there in the third lane, go, come on. I'm going to be very kind to you and put your life at risk. It's like, no thanks. No thanks at all. GP, trust and believe. You all need to stay safe and be careful what you're doing. Always look around your surroundings and don't ever take anything for granted, ever. And don't underestimate anybody, right? Don't give your back to anybody, ever, right? If you just met somebody and they came up to you and they're like inquiring about something, I would say it's safe to assume that they may not be friendly. I think it's okay to keep a healthy distance away. Keep yourself armed, even with a can of mace. I think that's a good medium between that and a firearm, right? A good can of mace. That'll really make somebody think about, their priorities. They might reprioritize their daily agenda at that point with a little bit of that kind of going through their nostrils. Go think about what you did here today. Jari says hit the thumbs up. Thank you. Hit the like button. If you can, hit the Cash App. That'd be great. But if you can't, no worries. No worries. Hit the like button. It's right there. Don't be a scrub. That's insane. She's going to kill someone, Sleuth. That's totally reckless. Yeah, I kind of worry about who she may have bumped into later that night. And me, I don't call police with, I take care of my own shit if I can. No harm, no foul. I didn't do a police report or anything like that. But the police did come up to my truck and they were like evaluating it. They're like, well, here's the truck in question. And then they stuck fingers in each other's butts and they were, and then they left. Probably went to the Elks Lodge where she came running out of. Who knows? And then the dumbass that got out of her car that tried to sideswipe me. Her old man tried to get out of his side. And I'm like, yeah, this is not going to be good because I pack also. Yeah. And I want this to be a reminder to those of you who carry guns, right? You're not the only one. Some people are very quick. Some people are just out of their mind. They don't even care. They're, if you keep things simple, you can be more effective. And unfortunately, psychopathic people, they have that, that gift where they're just like, oh, I'll just grab it, pick it up, point it, aim it, and shoot. When the rest of us, we're going to kind of panic and be like, oh my God, like, oh, like, this is what I've been waiting for. And they're just like, no, I'm just going to pick up this tool and kill this object. Bing. When you're fluttered with all these emotions and panic and, consequences of your actions. Yeah, you have a disadvantage, unfortunately. What's up, Cindy? People are weird. People are strange when they are strangers. Thank you, Jari. Yeah, hit that Cash App. It's Christmas. And you guys, be prepared. I have a big story coming out on the Rachel Hansen case. A lot of filming. We had some really bad weather here recently that kind of set me back on two of the cases that I'm working on. I have some breaking news relating to Richard Allen, but we're going to wait on that when the timing is right. Like I said, we've been kind of trying to reach out to certain people. I've reached out to, I think, 6 different inmates over the last 2 months. And I've submitted 12 FOIA requests. So this channel is going to be really busy. There's a lot of new cases. And I really want to go out and do some filming locally on these cases. And then when all the paper and the documents come in, then we'll kind of break the news on these cases that we've been following. And that could include the Delphi case. You guys know that I'm constantly digging, constantly looking, staying curious, and always receiving input from you. So if you have anything that you want to add on any of those cases or anything that you think might be interesting, you can always email me. Cindy Sleuth, I saw a short about a guy in Arizona unalive himself because he was going to be arrested for harming children, like surrounded. Yep, absolutely. Yep. There's a lot that's going on here in Arizona. It's a little overwhelming, to be honest. Happy Thanksgiving. Cindy, I think you're catching the beginning of the stream. You're going to be part of the replay crew. But everybody, happy Thanksgiving. If I don't see you, I'm going to be pretty busy tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe I'll surprise you with an early stream if I can. But good to see you guys, and I'll keep you up to date with whatever's going on with the channel. Don't hesitate to email me, and make sure you guys hit the like button on the way out. Peace.